Hello, everyone. Yeah, I know I'm like a little late, just a little bit. I usually be like 30 minutes late. If you seen my short a few days ago, which was like Thursday, I do believe. Um, I said that I was gonna be live. We're gonna be talking about. Thank you. Oh, okay. You want to be funny? Goodbye. But anyway, for those of you who are here, I said I was gonna go live, and we were gonna talk about um, quick things to solve quick things to solve your hormonal imbalance issues. If you are new to me, my name is Dottie the Herbalist, and I'm here to assist women of color. If you're not a woman of color, okay, biologically, this live is not for you. However, we do have a men's collection, okay? Um, a few of you asked about hormonal acne, bloating, gas, and things like that. We're gonna get to that. So let me finish my introduction. Again, my name is Dottie the Herbalist. I'm the creator and owner of Modern Day Confidence and Boutique. It is a holistic boutique. We do not sell clothing, okay? Now, we used to previously in the past, but not as of today and this time in this moment, okay? I assist women through trauma. And to be honest with you, when your body is minerally deficient, it can cause trauma, okay? If it's prolonged and nothing is done about it. So again, if you have any questions, please leave those questions in the comment section. And I would like to lead off with talking about iodine, which is one of the most important minerals as a woman, a child, a person, a human being actually needs. Okay? So iodine causes cold feet, cold hands. This is a sign that the thyroid gland slows down and isn't making enough hormones. And if y'all want to know if while I'm looking down because I have notes. I have lots of notes. Okay. If you are curious as to how much a person needs, so from birth to 6 months, you need 110 micrograms. Micrograms is a very small amount. If you have a low functioning thyroid, listen up, okay? If you have a hyperthyroid, hello, welcome in. You actually need to cleanse because there's something in your body or something that you're putting on your skin that is causing your thyroid to overproduce, okay? So, from birth again to 6 months, you need 110 micrograms. Infants, 7 to 12 months, you need 130 micrograms. Children from age 1 to 8 years old, you need 90 micrograms. Bonjour, welcome in, y'all. Okay, if from time to time y'all may hear me say a little French. Okay, it's just me honoring one of my ancestors. Okay, I do not and cannot know a whole sentence and cannot hold a whole sentence. Not as of yet. Okay, I know how to say thank you. We means yes, things like that. Okay, but okay. So children from 9 to 13 need 120 micrograms. If you're a teenager or have a teen, 14 to 18, they need 150 micrograms of iodine. Okay. Hello. So if you're an adult, okay, you need 150 micrograms. If you're pregnant and or breastfeeding, pregnant women, you need 220 micrograms of iodine. And if you're breastfeeding, you need 290 micrograms of iodine. Okay, here are some more signs that you are low or deficient in iodine. So again, I am an herbalist. I am teaching people about low deficiencies in iodine in the human body as for women, okay, and women of color. So if you have thin eyebrows or thinning hair, okay, since a lot of women tend to notice this within their looks. Thank you. If you gain weight, it can cause high levels of stress and cortisol. Okay, this means the mitochondria within each cell of your body, meaning your DNA, is not getting enough energy. And their energy comes from the iodine and these other minerals that I will be sharing throughout the live. If you have dry mouth, which is more common in people who are intermittent fasting. So if you're a person who does not eat in the morning and has dry mouth, your it can cause your iodine to be low. Okay? It depletes, and when you intermittent fast, it depletes iodine, magnesium, and other minerals. Incorporate sea vegetables. I iterate, if you are someone who has a high functioning thyroid, you do not need an abundance of iodine. Okay? If you have breast tenderness and cysts, use iodine every day to stay healthy. Without enough iodine, the breast can become swollen, painful, or grow cysts. I have been seeing a number of women more saying that they have lumpy breasts. Okay, you can incorporate one Brazilian nut per day, or maybe two. Three is the max. I would not go over three. Okay. And they also, I think what scares women to know that they have lumpy breasts, it could be genetic. Someone else previously, like their mother, aunt, someone else in the family could have had breast cancer, okay, and passed from that. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. In my opinion, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm a herbalist, okay? So when one person has a gene for cancer, okay, and it's showing up in another person, there's two factors. One, y'all are sharing the same experience, same products, same food, because you came from that same household, okay? So again, if you take away the sulfates in your skincare products, your lotions, your hair shampoos, the perms, the heavy processed things that are in your life, do away with that first and then get retested before you remove an organ. Because there's women that have, stripped away all of the chemicals out of their diet from their products and things like that, tested again, and the gene may reconstruct itself. I've heard stories of women not having, no longer having Graves' disease because they have removed some of those toxic products. Okay, so before you get anything removed, because you do test for a mutation, just try that first. Just try it. If you have heavy periods, without iodine, estrogen levels rise, cause the uterus to thicken more than usual. I've seen that a lot as well. Frequent urination, prostate enlargement, boosting iodine, magnesium, zinc. Potassium can also assist. I want to talk about that part what I said about heavy periods and causing your uterus to thicken. I did some more research on estrogen. Since the conversation is very, very loud online when it comes to estrogen and removing the uterus, the ovaries, and things of that nature. Now, where my notes at? So once the female organs are removed, okay, or have a discussion of being removed, again, consider changing your diet, consider what you're putting on your skin, consider these factors before you get anything removed, okay? I've I've had cysts to go away. I've had polyps to go away. I've had fibroids to go away. My fibroids were not as severe as, you know, other stories I've heard with other females. Okay. Um, and I did answer a question, but I deleted the video, and I'm gonna tell you why in a little bit. But when it comes to estrogen, estrogen acts as a critical protective, and a neuroregulator, enhancing memory, cognitive function, mood by promoting neurological plasticity in the brain. So if one of these estrogen producing organs are removed, it affects the way you think physically and emotionally. I would go into more of that, but I'm just going to leave it right there. No, wait a minute. It modifies, meaning it balances and or regulates neurotransmitters like dopamine in the frontal lobe, and supports the hippocampal function. On the flip side, high levels of estrogen can increase vulnerability to stress-related memory issues. So if you have a just high fat diet, chips, soda, fried foods, whatever you can think of, right? It's going to show in your skin. It's going to show in your sleep pattern. It's going to show in the way that you show up as a functional adult or a non-functional adult, okay? And it also can lead, high estrogen levels can also lead to Alzheimer's and dementia, okay? Estrogen is easy to lower within the body. The same way, not the same way, if you put it in there, it has to come out, okay? So, without iodine, okay, we're back to iodine again. You can have the lining of your stomach needs iodine for a protective barrier of mucus. Now you already have mucus within the body, but an overconsumption of it is going to hinder any minerals like iodine, zinc, and the magnesium that I previously talked about to absorb in your small intestine. Without this protective layer and barrier and not enough iodine, the mucus sheds, weakens, and disappears. So those of you who have Crohn's, diverticulitis, chronic IBS, gas, and or bloating, you need iodine. As an adult, you need 150 micrograms of iodine. Where can you get iodine from? Sea vegetables. I would not consume sea moss because sea moss is very, very, it's in high demand. It's such in high demand right now that so many people are making it in pools. And that's not safe for the body, okay? Now, this is my favorite part because a lot of the younger generation, right? And I've seen some of the older generation who do not understand how, as women, our bodies changes every 7 years. Like it changes often. Okay. I did a video like that, but I hid it because there was nobody engaging with the video at all, so I just took it down. Iodine is used for 9 types of tissue and glands, such as the thyroid, the thymus, the ovaries, the prostate, the hippocampus in the brain, which helps with dopamine again, okay? This allows harmful bacteria, iodine allows harmful bacteria, the lack thereof, like bacteria like H. pylori to damage stomach lining. This creates ulcers, gastritis over time, taking too many painkillers and ibuprofen. Ibuprofen also damages the liver. It can weaken the stomach lining. If you have an overproduction of yeast, which comes from eating a lot of bread products, processed products, packaged products with a lot of corn, wheat, unhealthy grains, okay? This is where BV can set in because your iodine is low, because your magnesium is low, because your vitamin D is low. This is for all the women, okay, who are in healthy relationships. This is for all the women who are celibate and still get infections. It's because of your highly processed diet. Stop blaming other people. Okay, especially if you're in a change. If you're 28 and up, your body can go through a change swiftly, and sometimes it can be really ugly and really crucial if your body does not have iodine, magnesium, zinc. Okay? Another sign of low iodine is the lower neck goiters. If I mean, you can have, or somebody may see like enlargements in these glands right here. And a all fruit diet and iodine can change that over a period of time, because a lifestyle like this is slow, but it works. Long and slow, just long as you are keeping up with, what is going on with your body. A lack of iodine causes the thyroid gland to become enlarged, forming a lump. Bleeding gums. Low iodine can weaken your immune system, boosting iodine and vitamin C. What has vitamin C in it? Your berries. Something quick, okay? Nuts and berries. Just not almonds, okay? You can do almonds, but not a whole lot of almonds. If you have a HPV virus, no nuts at all. The intake of vitamin C helps to fight bacteria and heal the gums. You can also do things like wheatgrass mouthwash. I would say also matcha, since everybody has like this matcha craze. Matcha is really earthy, but it works well with the gut. Like it really does. If you're gonna do like a matcha, what do you call them? Those I don't know. I had one time, and I was like, oh, I liked it, and then I didn't like it, and the only reason why I was enjoying it because of the oat milk, honestly. So if you're gonna do a milk, I would do like a hemp seed milk with matcha or oat if your stomach can tolerate. So again, another sign of low iodine is vertical nails, like the vertical lines on your nails. Low iodine can reduce the blood flow to your nails, so they get less oxygen and nutrients, including fungus, yeast mold in the toenails or nail bed. Pregnant women need higher levels of iodine to support the development and growth in the brain of the baby. Iodine deficiency can increase the risk of miscarriages, learning disabilities, ADHD, or the delays in children. So if you know anyone who has children that are ADHD or have learning disabilities, iodine. Okay? And then it says the reason minerals for, that's what I wrote, sorry y'all. Reasons for low iodine. Food that doesn't have minerals in the soil, depleted soil, low iodine intake from food. A lot of the food that we consume and or eat has no minerals in it. And this is why a lot of us have high levels of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, infertility. And it's not really that you're not infertile, it's just that you, again, what you're eating is not providing what it's supposed to do. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. Not enough psyllium. Okay? That's why I said you can get Brazilian nuts. And I would eat like one a day, you know, break it in half for a small child, put it in the smoothie. Fluoride. A lot of us have fluoride mouthwash and toothpaste. Chlorine. There is chlorine and being pumped in a lot of the food that we eat today. So if you're curious as to where that's coming from, I would do more research and a deeper dive on what you're eating in or consuming. Gorgogenic foods like soy, gluten-free items, peanuts. Well, that's why I said laugh off the peanuts. A lot of people say that they're allergic to peanuts. It's not that you're allergic. It's just that it's depleting you from your minerals. And cassava. A lot of gluten-free foods on the market contain like tapioca starch and cassava. So again, something you want to pay attention to, because a lot of, again, it's almost like you cannot get away from, you know, the standard American diet, because it's convenient for a lot of people. And then, you know, if you are vegan or pescatarian of some kind, then you still have to pay attention to. Then you still have to pay attention. Wait a minute, hold up, y'all. I'm trying to, let me mute that. Then you still have to pay attention to the ingredients in your food. So either way it goes, I think, you know, no diet is better than the next. It just depends on your preference. Last but not least, if you're pregnant and lactating, women use up more iodine. Okay? So the way you can boost your iodine, again, psyllium, Brazilian nuts that have psyllium in there, sea salt. I would do that with a grain of salt. You know, if you're trying to swap out iodized salt, I would do sea salt to boost, you know. Make sure it is a good brand. Make sure you do your research on the sea salt, again, because it is a processed item. Nori, kelp. The kind of kelp, they actually have this brand. If you Google it, I think it's on Amazon. It's a sea kelp that you can sprinkle on your food. Okay, just look for sea kelp. I thought one time they sold it in the grocery store. Depending on where you are and where you are located, more than likely they do sell it in the grocery store. Okay. Another type of kelp would be bladderwrack. I sell some capsules that I named Sea Minerals. And every time I'm feeling like my iodine is low, because I do have the cold feet, cold hand situation sometimes. And it's like now that I'm aware that my body can dip, you know, low, I tend to reach for Brazilian nuts and my sea mineral pills and a blend called that I create. It's called Beauty Tea, which also helps. Okay. But yeah, the sea mineral pills have bladderwrack in there. Dose granules is another one. And I do believe the kelp that I'm talking about has granules as well. So, trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. So it was, a minute, let me see if I can go back to the video to respond to those questions. And if y'all have any questions from what I just said, you can feel free to drop the questions down in the comment section. So I posed a question in my last short, and I was asking women, like, hey, it's Women History Month, and women have always, been victimized with our bodies, right? So I was asking women 40 and up to say out loud what it is, that one thing that they need assistance with, so that I can, give you a quick solution, which I have throughout the video. One woman stated that she has hormonal acne, bloating, excuse me, y'all. So you can get some fennel, and they have fennel in the grocery store for gas and or bloating. The acne is coming from a zinc deficiency. Okay, you'll be surprised at what zinc can do for your body. It if you if you're constantly, a lot of people talk about vitamin D3 and K2, which is amazing, right? But zinc is the driving force for a lot of things. Polyps, cysts, and someone else asked about polyps and cysts in this comment section as well. Okay. Um, it is amazing for immunity. If you have thinning hair, zinc. If you are having a like a follicle issue in the reproductive system with, again, polyps and cysts, zinc. I think I'm gonna do another live on zinc. I just zinc in general. Someone asked. Well, someone said they have food noise. That's the first time I ever heard somebody say that. And they're always hungry. You need to detox. If you are always hungry and never satisfied, eat more filling whole foods. Filling whole foods are greens. Nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing but greens, but you need that vitamin C. You need so when you, just an example, when you're cooking spinach, kale, greens of any kind, when people put green peppers and onions, that's the vitamin C. That's the vitamin C. Okay? So not necessarily that combination. If you're having a salad, which lettuce in general, I just found out, right? Lettuce in general is amazing for your lungs. So if you have a lung issue, arugula, romaine lettuce, put some radish in there. Radish is also good for your lungs. Crazy. And on top of that, you can put oranges, blueberries, strawberries. Like, your food doesn't have to be limited to convenience. So if you guys do not have any more questions, or ladies, excuse me, not guys, if you ladies do not have any more questions, I'm going to hop off. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this. I usually would hide my lives, but I'm going to let this one ride and probably post snippets everywhere else. So there will be another live on the 22nd at 2 o'clock. Different topic. Okay? I'm talking about women's health again. So if you're here and you're a woman and you enjoyed this one, even though it was really short because there's no questions at all, the next one is going to be different. And I think if you are a woman in perimenopause, menopausal, and thick of menopause, and postmenopausal, I think you may want to tune into that, because I have some very, very valuable information that you may want to hear. Okay? Again, my name is Dottie the Herbalist. I appreciate you all for being here and taking the time out to listen. Until next time, make sure to explore your garden mentally, physically, and spiritually.